Greetings, internets. Thinker2112 here at 11:40 Eastern Standard Time on Sunday the 23rd of December 2012. With me are...
AnniexoHoshi, Jen, aka insanefastone, aka one half of Father Spleen. And two other polite people who won't talk over each other.
Good. We all made it.
We're having lights.
Yeah,
Who's gonna...
Whoa. So this is her castle?
Light, anyway.
I remind everyone about the student time.
I've never seen anything so creepy.
It's okay.
You think What's-Her-Face really lives
All
here?
in the other half of Father Spleen and shinkosai.
We've come this far. She's gotta be here.
But Annie went first.
So this is the future. This is where Ultimecia reigns.
Anyway,
I remember that for next time.
I don't know what's going on. But since we're still here, I think we still have some time to finish our job.
yes, this is more than 2
What are we
years in
going
the
to do,
making. It is
Squall?
the finale of Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII.
Yay.
We'll divide into two parties.
It sounded like Monty Python, yay.
There was much rejoicing. Yay. Yay.
So, this is, as you might have guessed, the final dungeon of the game.
It certainly sounds like it's the
It's
final.
not the final fight, is it? A two-hour fight, wow.
No, although there is a half-hour fight.
I do find it a little disappointing that the big final fight, like, one of the final areas is just some boring medieval castle place. I mean, it's not the final place, but it is one of the final places.
Okay, so this is a new gimmick that they add for this dungeon. A whole lot of stuff that you could always do, you can't do here.
Why? That's really mean.
Well, it's not as mean as you think because each time you kill a boss, one of those powers gets released.
Yay.
Are you able to
Oh,
choose?
yeah.
Are you able to kind of prioritize which powers you want
Yes, you are. However, to spice things up a bit, I decided to leave it partially to chance which one I'd do.
first? Did you, like, toss dice or something?
Precisely.
Ah,
And I have a list of how I made it so that, like, there would be a better chance of the ones that I wanted, but,
Like the save one, for example.
like, I will explain in the video description of the first video how I did.
For seeking thy sealed power.
So, basically, you just walk up the stairs at the beginning, and you fight the first of these bosses. Which, you can't scan it, obviously, because you can't use magic, but it's Sphinxar. And this guy's...
What is it?
It's a Sphinx.
it's Mardi Gras.
Looks like he should be in a parade with those colors.
Yeah. Yes.
As I said, it's Mardi Gras lawn.
Technically, I think it would be female, being a Sphinx and all.
I said no, man.
Man.
So,
As in,
I
like,
blew up. What?
this is its second form,
This is only the
Sphinxara.
first form.
wait, how many forms does it have?
2.
Wow, you already got through the first form in one turn?
Just
Look how
because...
much damage he's doing to it.
Oh yeah.
Just because it has 2 forms doesn't mean that either form has that many hit points.
And now it explodes. Ooh. Yes.
No.
And then it goes. Yes.
Oh, by the way, I have a cat on my desk, and he is kind of switching between the desk and my lap, so if you hear purring, just tell me and I'll shoo him away.
No, don't shoot it. Get you away.
That's fine. I need to make up for accidentally headbutting the cat in Okami.
Just how dare you, big cop.
I didn't know it was there. The draw distance wasn't...
You monster.
Alright, so the one I wanted to prioritize here was command ability, but I wound up getting, I think, draw. on
Oh,
my
you're able
die
to
roll.
choose.
Yes.
Oh, I think it would have been kind of neat if they, like, designed each boss based after one of those, like, abilities you have. I don't know exactly how they would do that. Some of them
Like
are
your
a little
safety
bit
and a
obvious.
memory card or something.
Well, I mean, like, you know, some of them are a little obvious, like resurrection. You could have something that like resurrects like a bunch of zombies or something.
Oh, like a necromancer or something.
Yeah, some of them you'd have to kind of stretch it, but it would be kind of neat if like you could select which one and it represented.
I guess there was some more stuff I could have cut
Why are
out.
you just standing there?
I think I was writing down what my priorities would be for the next die roll, because I did allow myself to wait until I'd seen which one was unlocked to decide the priorities for the one after. And I'll put up in the video which ones my priority order for each one. Like, I still have command ability as the highest one, because I wrote all this down. Anyways, what I'm doing here that's very important before the next boss battle, make sure that everyone is at least immune to lightning, and preferably absorbs it.
I guess the next boss uses wonder spells.
No, I just decided to do that completely for fun.
Well.
Anyway, if you take your party onto that chandelier without doing something else first, the chandelier will crash down to the floor below.
Whee! Clunk.
Like the squirrel in Gonads and Strife.
What?
You haven't seen that video?
Maybe?
Okay, what about squirrel gonads?
There was a video that came out when I was in high school.
Is that some really weird like recipe or something?
No. It's a squirrel singing about a whole bunch of unrelated stuff.
Mm.
And it ends with the words gonads and strife.
Face my wrath for seeking thy sealed power.
You know, I have images of a squirrel cloud, thanks for that.
You know, gonads and strife are two ingredients to a successful party. Invite everyone over for some gonads and strife.
Using elemental attacks in caps for some reason.
I don't even know what it means when it does that. Basically, if you are immune to or can absorb lightning, it's very difficult for this thing to hurt you. This is called Tri-Point, by the way. And like Mobile Type 8, it is one of those very annoying monsters that counterattacks every single attack.
Oh my god.
Which means it's a good thing that we can do a lot of damage so that it doesn't counterattack as many times.
You can see why it's called Tri-Point.
Yeah. No, you don't say!
If this were one of your videos, there would be, a bunch of kanji up on the screen at that point.
Why is it not working?
Wait, is he Japanese or French?
I have to admit, actually, my voices are a bit off because I used to be much better. Like, if I try and do like English regional accents, I might end up switching from one to the other.
My only English regional accents are Hagrid and
Or Wizard Harry, or wherever it goes.
oh, Wizard Harry.
That is not how Hagrid...
I'm not very
Oh,
good at it.
that's basically what we call farmer or like country or something.
Yeah.
Alright, so this... That sounds like Snape.
Release switch seal.
I think I get the one I wanted this time. I get command ability. And that's basically... That's every command except attack, magic, item, GF, and draw. So that's like recover, treatment, blah blah blah. Those. Yes. I can't use revive though, because another one of the powers sealed is resurrection.
That's dumb.
Although I suppose I could still use it to kill undead.
I'm going to ask a totally random question here, being like the Final Fantasy noob of this get together, I think.
Don't worry, you're not alone.
Oh, okay.
No, that's Final Fantasy IX.
When you finish a game, is there like a post game afterwards, or is that it sort of deal?
That's it, I think. Most
In-
of them,
Yeah.
that's it.
In this game, that's it.
I think 13 it's not, but and probably not 12. But for the most games, really, especially the older ones, they don't have post games.
Anyway, you may notice I'm switching all my junctions. That's because I've switched my party. You can switch your party whenever you go to one of those, whenever you're in one of those green circle thingies.
Oh.
So I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff with the secondary party, just because it speeds things up. Why am I just standing here now? In the same spot.
Of course. Just
I would
friendly
take
stuff
notes
for
on this same step every time.
Wanted to appreciate the nice surroundings.
and the music.
Yes, this castle does have very nice music. So the reason why the chandelier isn't collapsing is because the other party is standing on a switch that keeps it from
Face my wrath for seeking
This is
thy
Chris.
sealed power.
Both hands. It's just like, come at me, bro.
What is it?
Now,
Or claws or whatever.
the guide that I have recommends that you have GFs unlocked before you face this thing, which obviously
What you got?
I did not. Now, there's something bad that happens if you attack it physically. I'm not sure what. Rather than just probably get the guy.
Not the bubbles, no!
What? Bubbles? Oh, by the way, now I never do it this way, so I always forget, but each of the 8 bosses that that control the seals on your powers, each of them has a GF if you missed it.
Ooh, that's useful.
Yes, it is. So, I'm flipping to see who has which of the... Like, most of them are not the secret ones. Most of them are just the ones that you get along the way. But, the exception is Eden. You can get Eden from one of these bosses.
Useful.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay, here I have the list. Okay. So, Sphinxara does not have any of them. Tripoint has Siren. And Krista has Carbuncle.
You know, it's kind of disappointing to see, like, you know, they went through the effort of designing all these bosses and whatever, and all they're used for is a boring boss rush.
Well, the only reason why this looks like a boss rush is because I've equipped Encounter None, which means that there are no battles other than the bosses. If you don't have Encounter None equipped, then the monsters that you can face in this dungeon are pretty much any monster from the game. Including some old bosses.
That could be problematic, I imagine.
Well, with my characters at these levels, I don't think so. But, it would make the whole thing take a lot longer.
Does it, like, take the entire pool of all the fightable creatures in the game and then just basically have a random number generator pick which one for each encounter? Or is it, like, a really big pool, but they're all specifically chosen?
I'm guessing it would be like everything you've played so far.
I'm pretty sure it's random, but I don't know the game mechanics in that much detail.
No, I mean, like, basically, are you able to fight every single possible creature in the game? Or is it like they only selected, like, you know, certain... Like, for example, say you have, you know, like 6 recolors of increasing strength. Do they only pick the top tier of that specific
Well,
recolors?
because enemies scale with you, they level up automatically
Oh,
with
yeah.
you. There aren't actually any recolors. Anyway,
Sorry, it's been a long time since I've had anything to do with this game.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about? We had the last session a couple weeks ago.
Well, no, I mean, but I haven't really paid attention to exactly, like, you know, the game mechanics or whatever.
He means like compared to playing it yourself, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like playing it or watching a full playthrough, actually, like, you know, investing, you know, paying attention to it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Here
Right.
I'm more of just kind of doing a commentary without really exactly paying a lot of attention to the game.
Yes, we've noticed. Anyway, an important detail of which I'm taking advantage is that if you pick the draw command, you can also cast magic using the draw command. You can't cast it from your own stock, but you can cast what the enemy has.
That makes you some guys.
Yeah, Ultima is its kamikaze. Yes, and green.
It's gonna be the blackest name for kamikaze ever.
He died it.
Like I said, it was his kamikaze.
Buddy, can't go on.
I was about to make a
It
joke
looks
about
like it looks more like it turned into a big piece of crystal and then shattered.
Wasn't it basically already a big piece of crystal?
Yeah, but now it's
An inanimate piece of crystal.
Now it's
yeah.
a lot of bunch of little tiny pieces of crystal.
Probably make some good money off of that.
So the next ability I wanted to get was Resurrection. However, I did not.
You got? You are at the mercy of the dice.
Feel the heart of the cards.
Magic is not a bad ability to get, though.
Magic is pretty useful. Ah.
Again, I can't use life or full life to revive people because I don't have that ability yet.
How to face.
Oh, another thing to note, these seals are in effect only while you are in the castle. If you leave, they all go away.
I'm guessing during the random encounters as well.
No, the seals are...
No, I mean like in the castle, sorry.
Yeah, the seals are effect whenever you're in the castle, inside and outside of battle.
Do these seals balance beach balls on their noses?
No,
Oh,
but
that
you
was a
reminded...
bad pun and you should feel bad.
No, but you reminded me of we sang at the chorus concert I was in a week ago. We sang a motet called Set Me as a Seal. And there was one person in the alto section who, when she was in high school, had thought that it meant that kind of a seal.
No.
Alright, so this is where the fourth boss is found, but to get it to appear, we have to solve a puzzle.
Oh no.
We have to figure out what the title of that painting should be.
The title of the painting is Poop.
So, the title has 3 words in it. To get a list of available words, you have to examine the various other paintings in the gallery.
Wow, this is kind of a really dumb puzzle.
I can never understand, like, I have the guide, it has the explanation in it as to, you know, how you get to the solution. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Read
Is
it
it
to
just
us.
me? Is it just me, or is that kind of the thing about JRPGs? Whenever they try to put puzzles in their games, they always fail miserably.
It might be a culture difference too, because this is a very Japanese game.
I mean, even Killer 7 had some pretty esoteric puzzles.
I think that's just because it was Killer 7, but like in Skies of Arcadia, there are some like weird little nods and jokes and stuff that really don't make sense to an American audience. So I'm thinking it might just be issues with localization, because that was changing the way the game plays out, and that's a little more power than the guys who translate games.
I mean, like, I'm talking about, like, even things that aren't, they don't, I mean, it doesn't really look like this would probably be a cultural difference thing. And, like, for example, in Persona 4, I mean, as far as, like, JRPGs go, the Persona games aren't really, the Shin Megami Tensei games don't really have many puzzles.
Okay, so this clock is what you're supposed to use to figure it out.
Huh?
I mean, this isn't Myst level of puzzles, but...
No, it is not.
Well, Myst was puzzles, so...
Oh, man. I wish I could play Riven again with, like, wipe my memory and play it again.
Yeah, that was a good game. Except there are a couple puzzles that I don't think I would ever have figured out without using a guide.
I went through the entire game guideless. Like, it took me forever, but I managed to make it through.
Then
But
you
I
are
have-
smart and or persistent.
It took me, like, 10 or 11, like, you know, it took me a huge amount of notes. I just wrote down absolutely everything I could find in the game.
Well, like, there were two really big puzzles in that game. Like, two puzzles that spanned most of the game.
Yeah.
Where you just had to go to a lot of places and figure out a lot of stuff. And it's like, okay, no, there's no way I would have figured that out on my own.
I guess the thing is that feeling you get when you finally figure out a puzzle. If you have no help doing it and you're entirely on your own, like, that is the most satisfying feeling.
And that is why I keep telling people not to give me spoilers for Okami.
Yeah, there's so many people who don't understand why you shouldn't give spoilers. That really gets on my nerves.
Well, I mean, there's also people who don't care themselves about spoilers, like me. But, like, I try to hold to other people's rules on it.
By the way,
Which is why I'm not playing Okami with you.
By the way, I have to offer a disclaimer here. The words that they're providing here, I'm pretty sure most of them are not the actual Latin words for these things.
Probably. I haven't been paying attention.
I know one is actually the Latin word, the one for fire, because I know a little bit of Latin.
Yes.
Ignis.
But, like, Venus is not love. Venus is the goddess of love.
And, like, the garden, they had, like, Vividarium.
Vividarium.
Vividarium, and I have no clue if that's actually correct, but it doesn't
Okay,
sound
so
like it.
AKA, they wanted to sound pretentious in Latin.
Yes. Alright, so you're supposed to use the clock. Here's what the guide says.
Okay, yeah, how is this puzzle gonna work?
In essence, the V on two of the numbers indicates that you should use only titles that have a V in them.
Okay, this is complete BS.
I agree.
I'm sorry, but that is, like... I don't know how in the world you... See, this is the thing where I don't think that the Japanese think in this way either.
I agree, Colin. This is not in any way something that you could really figure out. The I's represent the exact number of I's in the titles. Thus, H, V-I-I-I, stands for Vividarium. 4, I stands for Intervigilum.
Actually,
And 6, VI, stands for Viator.
As much as I hate to say it, I'd actually, looking at them all lined up, I actually immediately did see them as being, you know, Roman numeral 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So apparently I am. Yeah.
Yes. And our doctrine seems to be coming out of it somehow.
So the translation... Alright. Enter the 3 titles in the order you would read a clock, hour, minute, and second. So the answer is Vividarium et Intervigilum et Viator. Or in the garden since the messenger. Actually, I think it would mean garden and sleep and messenger. Assuming... Anyway, this...
Creative liberties.
Anyway, this is...
That looks like he's made out of jelly.
This is...
Pig Latin.
I think you mean dog Latin.
Japanese Latin.
Latinu.
It's stupid Latin.
Did he just summon a little bird thing?
That is a droma.
See, the first thing I thought when I saw his build was like, oh god, he's gonna punch hard, and it's like, nope.
No, he summoned a buddy.
Okay,
What
so...
else do you do with those massive gauntlet things? Like...
He's not even trauma, I mean, like...
As in head trauma.
I mean,
Why do they
like,
call it trauma?
I I mean, like in Skyrim right now, I'm playing like a wimpy little Khajiit thief, but wearing these massive heavy armored gloves and is like primary in hand-to-hand marksman. Just because I like
punching people in the face.
From long range.
From long range. Basically, I tried to be like,
hang on,
you know,
hang on. Can you shoot your fists off of your arms and then like retract them?
Extendo punch.
Your character, can you do that? You
No,
know, like
what I-
punch things?
well, like, you know how most times when you're playing as a thief, you'll either be shooting your bow or crossbow or whatever from a distance, or you'll be sneaking up and stabbing them.
Yes, I've heard sniping method is so much fun.
Yeah, but what I'm doing is I'm sneaking up and punching them in the face.
How can you sneak up on them and then punch them in the face? Wouldn't they notice you?
When you're like level like 70 something,
Anyway,
is it, or
if
or
you-
what one is it?
Anyway, if you don't have...
Skyrim is amazing.
I'm actually trying to say something
Crazy.
relevant to the game here.
Sorry.
If you don't have Leviathan, you can draw it from trauma.
Cool.
Did it drop you an item thingy?
Yeah, most of these bosses do give items. They give pretty rare items.
And anything particularly good, or is it like rare items that you could get anywhere else?
No, they're like really rare stuff that will teach a GF a rare ability or increase one of your stats permanently or something like that.
But I mean, like, are they only available from those bosses, or?
They are available in other places, but they're very difficult to get.
Hmm.
Useful.
Yes.
Indeed.
Anyway. So, once again, I did not get revived or resurrection like I wanted. Instead, I got item.
Also useful.
Got item! Alright, so now I'm making Chugga forget... Yeah, I'm making it forget item because every GF knows that. And instead, I'm giving it the strength plus 60% ability.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
But now it needs to master it, right?
No. When you use an item to give an ability to the GF, that doesn't just put it on its list. The GF learns that ability instantly.
Ew.
Alright, so just four things left to take powers from. And you'll notice that I'm
Only
spending...
4 more, guys. We can do this.